For a little spring fever as we welcome back John Harper. And Harper, as we know, Alonso, he had himself a long winter in free agency before finally getting a deal done, re-signing with the Mets. But now he's back with a group that's headlined by Juan Soto. So with that addition, what do you think this means for Alonso? How can that impact him?
I think it can only help America. Soto, I think, takes pressure off everybody because he's going to be such a force. You saw it last year, I think, that effect on the Yankees. And I think even his patience at the plate, his approach at the plate, I think teammates might pick up on some of that. And with Alonso, we know, at least I felt like last year he put a lot of pressure on himself for that free agency hanging over his head.
Yeah.
And he chased too much. He got out of his comfort zone. He still has elite bat speed if you look at the underlying numbers. So I don't think that's the issue. I think it's just being comfortable. And he's going to have a lot of runners on base. And he might have Vientos hitting behind him, which I think would be a good thing. It looks like Mendoza, that might be the lineup he puts out there. So I think between the traffic on the bases and guys hitting behind him, he's in a perfect spot. He had to learn from something going through last year. I think he'll be better this year.
Yeah, we hope so. And he can come up big in those big moments like we saw in the postseason.
Yeah, he did it in the postseason.
You know, that was fun to watch. All right, well, elsewhere, sticking with the Mets, former Mets captain John Franco, he is campaigning for Francisco Lindor to become the team's next captain. He told our Andy Martino, quote, "He's the unofficial captain anyways. There is leadership with the way he presents himself on the field and off the field. When he was going bad, he had that same demeanor, the same approach. There are leadership qualities in the way that he presents himself." Harper, I think many would agree with that high praise there. Even Carlos Mendoza said last week that there have been some discussions about this. Yeah. So what do you think about the idea of Lindor becoming the 5th captain in team history?
I'm fine with it, Erika. I think there's a little too much talk about it so this time. I mean, I know there's not a lot going on here, but I do think it's not essential for this team. They have a lot of leadership in that clubhouse. You know, I think Nimmo is a guy with leadership. Alonso's been there a long time, a lot of veterans. And, you know, I don't think you need a captain necessarily. Keith Hernandez was kind of the one example of a guy who was just the leadership stuck out to the point where the players know who the leaders are in that room. But I think Lindor wants it. I think it would kind of be an acknowledgement of how far he's come as a Met. Remember when his first year he struggled with, he had the booing and some of the thumbs down stuff that worked against him. So I think I think he senses it as a reward. Look, he's come a long way with the fans. The fans last year were doing the sing-alongs with him with the My Girl at the plate and all that. So I think maybe for his peace of mind, maybe it'd be a good thing.
Yeah, he's been embraced by the Mets fan base. And to your point, though, even if there is a captain named, you still want to see guys lead by committee inside the clubhouse.